Welcome to episode 6 of the Ultimate Base series. We have Battle Mistress joining us today, and I'm quite sure that Battle Mistress is going to be exploring and looking for resources and stuff, because that is something that they enjoy doing.
I thought you wanted me to help you find your meat.
Well, meat is a resource. There is a horde due to start in about 55 real world minutes. I believe it's 55 real world minutes. It's about 11 game hours. So we need to get the cage underneath this floating section built. But obviously, let's see, we need to get a hammer in place. So put the rifle away, get the hammer out, and we're just going to reinforce all this so it has time to dry. I didn't want to steal that. We also need to upgrade this to steel. So apparently one of the changes that came with update 10 was to do with the relationship between mass and structural integrity of reinforced concrete. Previously the structural integrity, I believe, was still 120, but the mass was 15. With update 10, the mass has been reduced to 10. So whereas before you could, from the face of a piece of reinforced concrete, hang 7 more without it collapsing, you can now hang 12, which is helpful in certain respects with building bridges and structures like this that are sort of held up from the edges but not from underneath. It also means, like, when we fill in this centerpiece, we don't need to have so much steel. At some point we'll make it all steel anyway, just because it's desirable, but we won't need it to be so much steel just to keep it standing up. We are going to do this row. I think we left all our rebar frames in the chest downstairs. After we have just gone around here and made sure everything is properly reinforced, we'll go fetch those. We've put these here to protect the bottom of the drawbridge, which I mean, we could actually put that in place right now. I've got it in my pocket. So checking all those side pieces are steel, all the back pieces are steel. Make sure the bottom layer's first, because that's the most important one in terms of support. We've put it all around, so now we can work on the next layer up. In terms of vertical support, these plates are not. So the strength of the vertical block is more important than the strength of the plate, and then the strength of those plates is more important than the strength of those plates, sort of thing. essentially all this can be held up by the structural integrity of this bottom layer here. So upgrading this next layer is just like a bit of added insurance, peace of mind, especially when obviously we're going to put things in it which in themselves will have mass. Not too worried about making these steel at this point in time, because it's only sort of damage resistance that we're worried about here rather than structural integrity. So let's go get those frames. Oh, no, there's the way in.
So have you abandoned this rooftop up here?
Yeah, yes and no. Yes, that rooftop isn't abandoned completely. It's not where we're building.
Is there anything here that you'd like me to bring back?
I dare say right now the steel would need smelting. I don't know if I've left any iron up there to smelt. I know I collected a bunch of steel earlier. Right, let's ask. What shall we put back? We can put back the shiv, we don't need that. Of course the shiv doesn't go there, I'm being naughty by just dumping it in there, but that's me.
Well, when I last left you, I have a broken leg. So I'm unable to come right now until my leg heals.
Right. Do you have splints? Do you have fabric wood up there? Let's look on the map.
Yeah, everything's splinted.
See where you
I'm
spawned.
just healing. I spawned on top of your building.
Right.
Do you have water near you?
I have water in my pocket. Just put your little tick in the chat box so we can trace you on the radar and stuff. Right, so since you were last here, there's another identical block near the middle of the city that we also have some chests on and a forge. The block you're on right now is still the main one for workbench and growing crops to eat and stuff, and then directly north of the second block is where we're actually constructing.
Alrighty.
Regardless of how tempting that airdrop is, I'm going to ignore it. You don't have a bow? Well, you do have a bow.
No, I did, but it's strangely disappeared from the chest. We have a storage chest here that's locked. So I guess you didn't want pine in there.
No, I just didn't unlock it. You know me, I get busy.
And I still have that stupid hazy fog crap.
Right, there's a bit of fog right now, but it's not too near.
Right, and yeah.
So we're just going to fill this in, reinforce it, give it time to dry. Let's swap these over for a minute.
Is very similar to my map.
It is another random gen, but the seed isn't the same, it's a different seed. Right, so what we want to suspend underneath is a 5x5 cage. Essentially, to have a 5x5 cage, what we would do is we would take the line outside of where we want to stand. So if we wanted to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we wanted to be standing in that space, then we'd have iron bars to stand on, which would be attached to a suspended plate or plates that would be running under this line. So essentially what we'd end up with, is that too close? Yep, that's too close. What we'd end up with should be this would be not on top here as it were, but suspended underneath. Lines of 5 plates. As you can see, the corners come together, and that creates or completes the support for the iron bars that we'll actually be standing on. So after this has had a chance to dry, we will go underneath and start putting those plates in place. For now, these ones are dry here, so I'm going to upgrade these to steel. That one's not dry yet. With most of this dry, I think it's safe to make these wet.
Where are you putting your inventory?
To be honest, a lot of it's spread out all over the place, but if you can manage to find the location that I'm at, there's storage underneath. I will have to pop down there and unlock it for you though.
Well, I am here with you.
Okay, right. Well, let's just let's put the drawbridge up before we go anywhere. So that's where we want the drawbridge. Hopefully, it would be a real pain in the butt if that's in the wrong place. So the way inside at the moment is just over here. Anyone watching would probably be able to guess that Battle Mistress hasn't been able to spare the time to join us for a while, so she's not seen any of this yet. Right, so yeah, I better unlock these. So these chests are automatically locked when you build them, and I do have a habit of forgetting to unlock them. I mean, they're not locked for the person that built them, they're just locked for everyone else. So yeah, feel free to peruse.
Virginal chests for me.
I guess that's one way of looking at them.
Like a vampire in a blood farm. Ah.
Come on. I will be glad when we take this down and I don't have to do this anymore. Oh yes, that stuff's dried nicely. Right, so that is ready for us to hang to make this one and that one steel. Because we'll be hanging steel plates and a ladder from there. Now plates, did we bring the plates? Actually, we may even have used up all the plates as it happens. Yeah, I mean, we can see where we made them still. These 5 and these 5 and these 5, and I'm sure you can all guess these 5 is where we'll be suspending everything from. Let me in.
Huh?
Oh, sorry, I was just talking to the game. It was always gives me a lot of trouble getting in and out of that little hole. I guess you're in that one. Oh, we have 11 plates left. Okay, well, we're going to need at least 9 more. Actually, that's just for the first bit. 9 more plus 40 more after that. So 49 more. Ah, concrete plate. $49. Off you go. Should have just put in a ladder. Right. One, two, three. 4, 5. Bish, bash, bosh, bash. Bish. Might as well reinforce them right now and need them to have time to dry. We can upgrade the dry ones. So the next stage for the 40 that are left, right, so we rotate them like that, and we would hang them in that orientation. As far as the game's concerned, that plate is a full block, which we've been over this many times before. I don't want to sound like a parrot. So whilst there's a clear gap between them, it will say that we can place them there. And we want to go too deep. Glad everything seems to be drying very quickly. And these ones we get to upgrade because they've dried. Then we're going to repeat that on all the sides. Might as well leave that there for now. This side's completely dry, so we'll do this one. What a shame I can't reach it from here. I'll put the plate up. Let's go higher. So that one forms the corner. Just a little bit more drying to do. Ah, here we go. And the final side. Get those ones. That's steel all the way around. Now we get these ones. And let's just give that some time to dry off. Check on the resources situation. Right, still got 670 steel, so that's enough for 67 blocks. Ah, here's a thing we can be doing right now. Spikes. Just underneath. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Just underneath here. This lip sticking out is to stop spiders climbing back up. See how high we need to be. Now that'll do. Really? We can do it from that height. Wow. Update 10 now allows us to turn these around and put them upside down and stuff like that. Like that. So, we're going to line it. So not only do spiders climbing up the wall bump their heads and come back down, but now they're going to get a nice little bleed to go with it. I have to be careful with sending this in case we accidentally prick ourselves. We'll leave that last one till we take down the stairs, which, to be honest, shouldn't be too long. Wow. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that 13 more roughly? Or quick guesstimation. Log. Probably going to embarrass ourselves now and find out it was 14. Or it was 12. We've got 2 left and one of them is going to go there. Right, let's see what's dried, what hasn't. Ooh, here we go. I think it's safe to put these bars in now.
So how long do you think it takes you to build your little contraption?
Oh goodness, this whole thing so far has taken about 7 weeks. Although saying that, I mean the first 2 weeks were merely preparing to build.
And why did you choose this location?
Oh my god, just completely failed to drink water and scrapped it instead. I chose this location because it's, if you look at the map, I mean, apart from the fact that the city gives us wide flat areas, or mostly flat areas, and apart from the fact the city gives us a good number of mobs to fall into our pit, it's also because within the city I marked out this corner had stores that were useful, this corner did, this corner did, this block had a useful tower, this one had a useful tower, this block had useful stores, but these 9 blocks here were pretty much disposable. And so therefore I was happy to build in here in the centre, knowing that however far out I wanted to build, I could go that far and not really think to myself, oh god, I'm going to wreck something that I'm going to want to scavenge in, because quite frankly these are things I'm happy to lose.
Where are your forges, your workbenches?
There's the tower block that you spawned on today has a forge and a workbench. The middle tower block has a forge. The other forges and workbenches are going to go here, up above.
Ah, I just re-broke my leg. Wonderful.
And I can't get out. Wonderful. Come on. There we go.
Can I not climb a ladder with a broken leg? Did they change that?
Well, you can, but you'll have a bit of trouble latching onto the ladder in the first place.
Okay, I don't have a splint.
There should be wooden fabric down there. Pardon me. In fact, there might even be a splint in the chest.
There's not.
Ah.
So do you plan to utilize these chests down below? Or do you plan to move everything?
Both. There will be storage up above and down below. As you know, because you've seen the bare bones of this design before. So as you know, there are like 4 different kill locations, and 3 of them are down below. So, you know, we're going to need storage down there.
No, the reason I'm asking is that I'd love to have another food chest. Well, a food chest to separate the medicine. And I don't have any supplies on me to do it myself. I don't even know if I can build them on myself because I haven't got leveled in the game. I've been stuck with a broken leg.
Let's type that again and actually confirm it instead of backing out. There we go. Just a wooden ladder for now. Should have done 3. So, here we go. Here's the cage, suspended a safe distance above what essentially is the roof of the actual pit, and we are so close to being ready to take that roof down and give them the full drop, but we won't have time to do it before tonight's Horde. But as you can see, the advantage of sort of hanging this from here is that we're actually at ground level here. We can just see stuff coming and pick it off, and stuff we don't pick off is going to fall in there and break its legs, and then we can pick it off.
I can use my famous Zenistar.
Sorry, I think you're thinking of a different game there. Not saying that it's not saying that it's a game that you enjoy or anything much.
Oh no, that game's rubbish. No, not at all.
Right, so we will put a hatch here. Main reason for that is nothing to do with security and safety per se. It's just so that we don't accidentally sort of back up and fall down the hole, sort of thing. So on top of this we will put more plate, another level, then we'll go up another level, and then we'll put another layer, another floor up here, and that will be like the kitchen. This level here will be the workshop. We'll have the forges here. You know, the heat from the forges will draw in the zombs. So these frames that I've put here, I mean, I could make these solid, or I could do the whole floating thing again. I could put bottom plates there and float top plates there, leaving a gap. I mean, structurally it doesn't make any difference. In terms of if cops are puking, if they're puking against that, then they're not puking against this. That can be advantageous. Also, it gives me something to hang spotlights from. So I will most likely just make these solid, and then we'll have to have another layer or two above those, which will actually be giving structural support to the next layer up, which, as I mentioned, is likely to be the kitchen layer. So still lots more plates needed. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 more layers of plates on the faces of these, 4 more layers of plates stacked on top of this to make a wall. And I mean, if we sort of come out here and look at this, where we started building a surround to protect the drawbridge, I'll probably just put plates all the way around to make it look more complete. But as is, this is currently ready to defend a horde. We can currently pop down here and defend a horde. Let's make that steel, make that steel. Now, one of the reasons why we're not quite ready to take that roof down and let them fall the full drop is because once that comes down, we need access to the below section, but it won't be from the pit. Now what we'll do is we'll have a tunnel at bedrock level, and I've measured out here, it's like 12 blocks, and then we're going to have a supporting pillar for a walkway which will go from the top of that build to the top of the first satellite position. And then we go another 12, and here's another support will go in here. Because this ground here is so fragile, we're actually going to take this all the way down to bedrock and build a support up from bedrock. And because we want a tunnel running from there out to here, we'll actually do the floaty thing at the bedrock level, so that we can walk under it and still have full structural support. So this here is where I've been measuring out where the access will be. So this will be the support for essentially one side of the satellite position. This will be the support for the other, this for the that side, and this for that side, and all that will go all the way to bedrock. But this in the section, this in the middle, this section in the middle, will be the way we make our way up and down to and from the tunnel. So this line here will be just a sheer drop with a hay bale at the bottom, so we can get down quickly. And this one here will be a ladder, so we can come back up. I mean, there is a quick way of coming back up that involves just doing stacks of hatches, and you glitch into the first stack and it pushes you all the way to the top. But that's the kind of thing that may get sort of fixed in the future because it is a glitch. So rather than doing that and being a clever bugger and then later on going, oh, it's been fixed, we have to put in a ladder, I'm just going to put the ladder in now. So let's just take this away. All this is going to be dug down to bedrock, but where you're seeing rebar frames here, those are going to be concrete all the way to the bottom. So the means of access would be, oh look, it's getting dark, from the top of the central structure, walkway across to the top of the first satellite position, and then drop down to the hay bale, and to come out we'll be climbing up all the way to however high we build it. Before that's done, if we just build this up, say 3 or 4 levels, so the zombies won't be able to get in because, you know, it'll be like 3 or 4 levels up, but we can just like give ourselves a way of approaching it and jumping and getting in the top, just so as we can get in and out of the bottom whilst the rest of the construction is still going on. But we just literally don't have the time for that today. So you cover this back up. You can guess what we'll be doing in the following episode. You can see quite clearly the footprint, how it's all been measured out. And when that's done, we'll do one the opposite side over there, and then we'll go that side and then that side, and then we'll work out the positioning of the corners. We'll end up with 8 satellites. I figure we'll probably have like a helipad on top of that. I know there's no real helicopters in the game, but just for decoration. And then over that side we'll probably grow trees for timber, and then with the remaining 6 positions we'll do crops. So we have just under an hour. I am going to dash over to the the roof of the tower and grab the meat stews that I cooked earlier. I'm presuming you didn't pull them out and bring them over?
I did not, no. I must have a locked chest.
Oh, actually, I need to eat. No, they should actually still be in the campfire.
Oh, I didn't look in the campfire.
I would advise that you come to the surface in case you don't have time to get to the surface later.
A broken leg And I'm unable to climb your ladder. I keep falling and re-breaking my leg.
Right. I guess you're going to be bored during the Horde. It is possible to get on the ladder with a broken leg, I can assure you. It just takes a bit of doing.
Alrighty.
Grab that. Bring some spare water. Arrows. What did I do with the arrows? I can't remember where I left them. Oh, let's bring those splints. La 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 la, Batman. Hey. Well, I left feathers here. There's a crossbow, but I don't think I've built any bolts for it yet. Let's ooh, plant fibre. Should have some of the other ends because we should be able to build another bow. Mere seconds left. Are you still not able to get latched onto the ladder?
I'm here. I'm up. I'm on the outside.
Awesome.
I also have a can of spray paint and I'm graffitiing your structure.
Wow, it's been christened. Awesome. Hey, look, you don't know you've done something good until someone tries to graffiti it. Unless you're Banksy, in which case you don't know you've done something good until you're graffitiing it. Ooh, there you go in the cage. Awesome. Right, 8 minutes. Whoa. Let's try and take away some of this. Ay, it is so annoying that they have shortened the pickup distance that much. Oh no, I'm shut out. Help! Help!
Oh, your girlfriends are come calling.
If you're trying to suggest that I like skanks, right. Oh look, here they come. Oh no, she fell. Oh well. Still finding PlayStation controls for this really jerky. I was a bit late on that one. Really? Ah. Wiggle it just a little bit. Oh, just fall in the pit. Go on. You annoying bugger. Welcome to my pit. Join your friends. So, I guess that tune means the game has declared it morning. So I guess the next thing is the post-Horde phenomena, which sometimes is really weird. Sometimes you get more zombies in the post-Horde than you did in the Horde.
Hello, I am back.
Welcome back. I guess
Something
that I
tells me
won't.
that
You were saying?
something tells me that we are still in the Horde.
Well, the game has made that little tune that says the Horde is over, but the sky is still red. We're still hearing thunder. I was about to say, I guess I won't be going down there and clubbing them, purely because I need to replace the stack of wood frames that enabled us to get up and down before. I'm sure whilst I was doing that, you'd probably finish them off with a shotgun first. I mean, there is another way down that involves making a hay bale, looking at the ground, ready to put the hay bale down and jump and kind of put it down in front of you before you hit the bottom.
Right, I'm not liking this ridiculousness of not being able to climb the ladder. I mean, that's just insane.
Ah, too many recipes use plant fibre. Right, I'm either going to break my leg or I'm not. So does anyone want to take bets on this? I did not break my leg. Awesome. I'm in the pit. Wow, that guy just sank through the floor. Go on. Look, he's not even getting up as far as the spike before coming back down. Make up your mind. Wow.
Rightio then.
Yeah. To be honest, pockets are too full to pick all this stuff up anyway.
Right. Maybe you should make a bridge going down.
Chuck that in. Chuck some of that in. For now. Do 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 do. Ooh, I've just seen how organised that chest was. Someone's going to be upset I just disorganised it.
Uh-oh. Wonder who that's going to be.
Oh, I haven't got a clue. Ooh. Wonder what that says on it. So, hopefully you, I mean, I can hear the breaking up of the zombie remains. Hopefully you are keeping the rotten flesh.
I'm keeping everything.
Only because we need it to make fertilizer. Wow. Say goodbye to that. And goodbye to that, and hello to a jar of honey. Right.
Well, hello.
Hello. So, we got the cage built in time, and once again proved the design is good. Defended the Horde, and we're still waiting for that concrete to dry.
And my leg to stop being broken.
And your leg to stop being broken. So next stage, making more steel, reinforcing more of this, building the next layer on there, putting in the kitchen, doing the tunnel from down there to the first satellite position. Really would dig this down first to the bedrock, then tunnel out to it, so we know when we get here, because this will already be down there, sort of thing. Building up from bedrock back to the surface in good concrete. Eventually all the ground, the surface of the ground around here spreading out, will also be concrete. And mainly it's just because if a cop explodes and we don't go down deep, then anything we build up here is just going to fall over. That's the last thing we want.
I wonder how many times I died from a cop blowing up in your little thing that you built over there.
Ah, yes, yes. I remember the first time we built the I guess you call it the drop collection area. We had to raise the roof a little after that, didn't we?
Yes, because I'm a sacrificial lamb just for you.
Well, what can I say? When you hear the cop, you know, don't stand directly under it. Which probably, really, to be honest...
No. You'll be quite safe. Boom. Battle Mistress was no more.
I was going to say, it's probably what inspired me to expand the design to other positions to kill from.
And they can vomit you and damage the fence outside of the structure, so you have to repair all that when they vomit. Those guys are very lethal.
Right, well, yes.
By the way, did you notice there were no Mr. Bodies tonight?
I did notice that, yes. I actually got attacked by one earlier in Stiff's Tools.
Now, Mr. Body used to walk slow, but now they just like.
Well, yeah, one
and...
of the changes has been that now they always run.
Yeah, and I'm not happy about that. With all the changes that they did in this game, right? You and I have been playing since pretty much they launched PS4. Then we had this fantastic update where zombies, you know, run and at night, and even though you set it to never run, they still run. And then a Mr. Body out of nowhere. But remember the first day that I played with you after the changes and how many times I died at spawn?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's right then and there that I almost quit this game because I was spawned in an area where there were dogs and they just mauled me. And, you know, you're a level 0. You don't have anything. And then you have like a Mr. Body out of nowhere. You can't defend yourself, you know, and they're running after you.
And maybe I should explain that Mr. Body is your preferred name for the ferals.
Yes.
Of course,
Mr. Body.
On the PC version now, you can get ferals or feral types of every version of zombie.
Oh, interesting.
So
well, this is the thing. It's like, oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, so you know, you'll get ordinary cops, and you'll get radioactive cops, and then you'll get feral cops. So yeah, you see a feral cop sprinting towards you. It's kind of a bit different from a regular cop.
Well, this is the thing, you know, with the game. It's like sometimes, you know, like a mutual friend of ours who actually omits zombies from the game so that they can explore and build because they've made the changes a little bit harder, you know? And you and I are like, well, what's the point in playing when there's no zombies? But, you know, our friend made a point that they can't do anything. And I understand if this is, you want to keep that, you know, thrill, that zombie mode, that experience, but it seems like it's too hard. You know, you change the settings to easy or, you know, I don't even, what is it, normal, or there's just 2 game modes right now, right? What are the settings?
Well, strictly speaking, you can vary the settings. You have like 5 levels of scavenger, adventurer, and upward. You can vary the density of the zombies and the spawning. So it's not a simple case of this level, that level.
Well, wasn't it? Didn't we make a level where it was scavenger, never run, and yet they seem to always run? Remember
well, to be honest, I think that
was something that they fixed.
I think that was just the fact that the whole set of choices got reset by default by the update.
And then the haze. The haze was a big problem.
Oh,
it was like,
yes. When update 10 first hit, it was like 99.9% of the day you had like 1 inch of visibility everywhere you went.
And it was ridiculous. We couldn't get any. Or then my map was glitched with rain, like 24/7 rain. Just it never stopped raining. And the game became very unplayable. And right now, I mean, I don't know if this is just the way this is always going to be, but it's still foggy for me. And you and I seem to both have different sets of views. You have clear days where I have
I can see fog right now in the game.
Right.
But
But remember when it first launched,
But-
you saw clear and I saw this.
But the fog I'm seeing is, I still have like about 100 meters of visibility. You know,
Well, this is what I'm asking.
at about 80 meters, things are becoming a bit vague.
Right.
At about 100 meters, there's no detail beyond that at all. But like,
prior
the
to
first
the update, we were able to see. Now I need to know if this is just a specific area that is always going to be like this. I mean, it just seems like it's never changed. Since I've been playing this map with you, which has been quite a while, it still looks the same to me. It's never changed.
Right.
I miss the green, lush
well,
area.
you see that axe in your hand? Take it to your PlayStation and buy a new one.
Uh-huh. Only if you're offering.
Well, I'm offering to watch you take the axe to the PlayStation. That's about it. Anyway, going to wrap this video up here. We're going to decide exactly where to lay out workbenches and forges and things. We're going to have a slope running from here to the next level. Obviously, once the next level is built, put a kitchen up there. Mostly it's going to be putting in forges and stuff so we can start working up here instead of everywhere else. We're going to put a proper approach to the drawbridge over here. We're going to tunnel to the first satellite position, and then we're going to build ourselves a nice little entrance, and that should pretty much be the subject of the next video. Anything you want to say before we go?
I was going to say, hey, Trancy Brown, your cement's starting to dry.
Haha. Now that it's too late, yeah. Okay, great.
Look, there's one block left.
Hmm.
You had two. Now it's... And my leg is still broken. Yay!
Oh well. I'm sure that by the time you log back into this map again, it'll still be broken.
I can guarantee you it will still be broken.
Time to say goodbye.
Because if there's a glitch in the game, I'll find it. Goodbye.
Bye bye. See you next time.